Good morning, timeless travelers. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. My name is Trish Smith. I'm the owner-operator of Trish's Timeless Travels and the face of this vlog. We are on the Disney Destiny, and today we're going to take a ship tour. So if this is content you're interested in, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Alright guys, so we are going to start on deck 13. We're going to start at the top of the ship and work our way down. So let's go. One of the first things you're going to find on deck 13 is the cove area. This is adults only. This is the quiet cove. And the doors are heavy. This is the quiet cove. And this is where you're going to find these lounge chairs. Like this. I want to show you something about these chairs that are interesting though. You see that they swivel, so that means you can take a look at the ocean when you're out here, or you can turn them this way and take a look at the funnel vision while you're over here. They also have the padded loungers up here like this, or they have the regular deck chairs like this. There are a couple of hot tubs up here that you can get into while you're up here relaxing in this adults only quiet section. In the quiet cove you can find a variety of different types of seats, including these rocking chairs. So if you just want to sit up here and relax and rock, they have tables in front of them where you can just get you a beverage and enjoy the view. In the back of the quiet cove you're going to find these little panorama pools. These where you can just sit with your feet in the water instead of being submerged, where you don't want to be fully wet but you want to feel cool and relaxed. This is the place to be. You can also find the Cove Bar here, which services this area. And again, this is a quiet adults only place, so only adults are going to be at this bar. You can also find the Cove Cafe here. Good morning. The Cove Cafe is a quiet little coffee shop where you can come in and grab something to drink. For breakfast in the morning, there's coffee, and then in the afternoon there are alcoholic beverages, and it is Moana themed. On deck 13, you can also find the Aqua Mouse. This is the ship's aqua coaster, so it is a water ride as well as a coaster. And once you go inside those tubes, you're going to start seeing a little bit of a show, and it does go all the way around the ship. Okay, timeless travelers, let's check out deck 12. Let's start in the Hero Zone. The Hero Zone is an interactive play area that is themed to The Incredibles. This is where you're going to find family fun such as air hockey and foosball, little cool places to sit. And during family time, there is going to be basketball down here as well as the obstacle courses. 13 on deck 12 is where you're going to find Vibe, which is also the tween club for children ages 13 through 17. On deck 12 you can find the Rose, which is a lounge themed to Beauty and the Beast. It is a themed restaurant to Beauty and the Beast, but it's not cartoony, if that makes sense. It is very elegant and very beautiful. And here you can see the rose. So this lounge has beautiful blush colored and dark blue spaces and seating. So it does give it that beautiful elevated look. But again, like I said, not too cartoonish, if that makes sense. This is also where you're going to find Enchanté, which is by Chef Arnaud Vallemont. And this is an additional charge restaurant, and it is adults only, as well as the Palo Steakhouse on this floor as well. And here you can see the beautiful decorations in the Enchanté. It's absolutely breathtaking. And here is my favorite guy, Lumiere. And here is the Palo Steakhouse. Again, it is themed to Beauty and the Beast. So you can see Cogsworth here in the painting, and it has that beautiful flair and that beautiful look to it. And then the seating here and looking out to the ocean while you're dining is gorgeous. Okay guys, we are on deck 11, which would be what I would call the Lido deck. So let's go check it out. This is where you're going to find Edna Alamo Suites, where you can get different items such as snacks, ice cream, and all that fun stuff. And it's obviously themed to The Incredibles, so you're gonna see Edna Alamo here. Let's go check out Marceline Market. As you guys know, that is the hometown where Walt and Roy Disney were raised, and so they pay tribute to him by naming the new buffet, or the buffet starting on the Wish Class ships, Marceline Market. So let's go check it out. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And you see they have hand washing stations here, so you can wash your hands before you go into the buffet. So for breakfast in the morning, they have a lot of different options, and you have multiple stations, and it does begin to repeat. This is also where you're going to find the funnel vision, and as you can see, Beauty and the Beast is playing on the screen right now. There's lots of seating out here, and this is where you can find the mini pool, or mini pool. There's also a bar here, so you can get drinks. You can get coffee, tea, hot chocolate, and of course what Disney is known for, complimentary soda on this deck as well. There's a second bar here called The Lookout, where you can get specialty cocktails and mocktails, as well as the sipper cups. This is where you're going to find Mickey and Friends Festival of Foods, Minnie's Delights, which is going to have ice cream and snacks. Goofy's Grill, where you can get hot dogs, hamburgers, fries, and those delicious Disney Cruise Line chicken tenders. Mickey's Smokestack Barbecue, where you can get sausage, brisket, pulled pork, macaroni and cheese. Daisy's Pizza Pies, where you can get fresh made pizza and they stay open late at night. And Donald's Cantina, where you can get burritos, tacos, and bowls, things like Chipotle. Decks 10 through 6 are all staterooms, so we're gonna head down to deck 5. Before we go to deck 5, we're on deck 8. Let me show you where the Fairy Tale Fresh Laundry is. So on deck 8, you're gonna find the Fairy Tale Fresh Laundry. and you can purchase soap in here, and then you use your key to the world card or your magic band like I have to get soap, and then pay for the laundry, pay for the wash and the dry. And then there's also irons and ironing boards in here as well. If you have something that needs like maybe a little scrub, there's also sinks back here to do that. But this is the onboard laundry center with irons and ironing boards and washer and dryer. On deck 5, we're gonna start in the Senses Spa and take a quick tour. All right, let's take a tour of Senses Spa. So is the spa always open from noon to 10 p.m.?
No, every day is 8 to 10.
8 to 10. That's just because it's embarkation day. 8 to 10. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yes.
So you can get acupuncture while you're here?
You can.
All right. Okay, let's head into the rejuvenation spa.
That is a great deal.
It is.
So that was the facial room.
And you get the ultimate anti-aging one day.
Here's the hydration suite room for 2.
Hydration suite room for 2. Oh, this looks lovely. This is beautiful. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. This is that lovely luxury life. This is what I love. I should have brought my phone. Well, I didn't think about it. Actually, I do have my phone. You can also find Senses Fitness, which is the gym. Good morning. Good morning. The gym is open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. You're going to be able to find dry towels here as well as cold towels, water station, and some fresh fruit. And then they have lots and lots of machines, and the treadmills do face out to the ocean, so you can get a nice ocean view while you're running. They also have free weights as well as benches and machines, benches and squat machines. Deck 5, you can find the Cask and Cannon pirate themed bar. There are a lot of little quiet nooks and crannies on this ship if you want to get away from it all and just have a little sit down. There is also a Haunted Mansion Happy Hunt that is coming. It has not yet started. Let's see. I'm gonna put my band up there and see what happens. Okay, it says that I'm out of firmware, but I know my app is updated, so it must be something that needs to be done. So it says, yesterday it said that this wasn't ready yet, so let's figure out what's going on. All right, so the Art of Animation Studio is here, and you're gonna see a lot of artwork that goes around the ship. And this one is pretty cool. This is a layout of the ship, and this kind of gives you like an overview of it in a painted form. And you can see Hercules riding Pegasus, Frozone and Dash, Ursula, Captain Hook, and Baymax. So it's pretty cool. From up here on deck 5, you can look down into the Grand Hall, and this is where you're going to see the chandelier. And then whenever a hero or a villain appears just for a visit and a wave, they're going to be right here. This is where you can find Mickey's mainsail, and this is where you're going to find all of your cruise merch. Right behind that is Cafe Merida, which is themed to the movie Brave. And then just past that, you're going to find Pride Land's Feast of the Lion King right down this hallway. All right, let's turn and go the other way. And we are going to go starboard side. And we're going to show you Triton Lounge. Before we get to Triton Lounge, I do want to show you Shutters, which is the portrait studio. And this is where you can find all of the portraits and pictures that you have taken on the cruise. You can set up an appointment to come in here and do different pictures. So you can have them specific to your family and set up an appointment to do that. So as you can see, they have different props like the lightsabers, Thor's hammer, Captain America's shield, and the drums from The Lion King. This is where you can also find the Disney Vacation Club. So if you are interested in becoming a club member with Disney, they have some mock-ups of the different types of rooms that you can get on board the ship. And then also different hotels. I don't know what hotel this is. Anyway, so you can get an appointment and talk to someone about becoming a DVC member. Okay, that is a magical looking door if I've ever seen one. So this is another cool looking seating area, like especially if you're waiting for a hero to appear and you want to get here early, you can sit down over here until they get there. This is the Disney studio area. Rumor has it that this is where you can meet Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Frog during a private thing, but you cannot film. This is some new artwork that I don't think I've ever seen before. So you've got Tiana, Princess Naveen, Elsa and Anna, Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, and looks like Snow White and Prince Charming and Ariel, maybe? I'm not sure who that is. I'll come back once I figure it out. Oh yeah, that's Ariel. That's Ariel and what's his name? Her prince. Eric. And as I stated before, on this floor you can also find Triton's Lounge, which is a lounge that hosts family events like pirate trivia and just general trivia and how to draw. Alright guys, we are on deck 4, and this is where you're going to find the Saga Lounge, so let's take a look at that. So if you're sitting in these seats in Saga, you cannot see the stage really and see what's going on. However, they do have screens up here, so you can see the screen up here. So you can't see the performers on the stage, but you can see the screen. You can also find Saga Snacks here, which is where you're going to get those popcorn buckets, popcorn, as well as the sippers. So you have got that sipper right there that you can use, and for Groot, that you can use in the World of Marvel dinner. So that one's pretty cool. Right there's the theater to the left. You also have the Neverland Cinema here, as well as the Wonderland Cinema on the other side. Today, they are showing Freakier Friday and Fantastic Four, Tron Ares, as well as Zootopia 2. As you guys know, Zootopia 2 came out on Thanksgiving, but they are doing a first run here on the ship. This is also where you can find the Walt Disney Theater, and this is where you're going to find the highly anticipated Hercules show, and this is going to be playing on the Sea Day. So we are excited. We are one day away from being able to see that show, and we cannot wait. On deck 4, this is where you can find port adventures. So if you want to set up an excursion off ship, this is where you're going to do that. And also where you find guest services. If you're wanting to dress up your little princess or prince, this is where you find the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. And they are going to get them dressed up in amazing outfits, as well as hair and a couple of surprises. This is an additional charge. This is where you can find Cafe Megara, that is themed to Hercules, where you can get coffee and cocktails. You can also find the Untangled Salon here, which obviously is themed to Rapunzel, where you can get beauty treatments such as hair and nails. Deck 4 is where you can find Worlds of Marvel. This is part of your rotational dining. Let's go take a look. So the wall has lots of artwork. You can see Steve Rogers, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man. Looks like Ant-Man up in the top corner. And then you have the Avengers. On this floor, you're also going to find Hook's Barbery. So if you want to get a haircut and a shave, and rumor has it, there's also a speakeasy in here. Okay guys, we are on deck 3 where the magic happens. Let's take a look. So here in the Grand Hall, this is where you're going to find the stage here. It is, again, a grand hall. It is absolutely beautiful. On the stage itself, you're going to find the logo for the Disney Destiny. And then when there is a hero or a villain here in the Grand Hall, these lights do change. They change based on the color of the hero or the villain. When Loki was here, it turned green. We are here during a Christmas sailing, so we are on the December 3rd through the 7th sailing, so there is a Christmas tree. We were the first sailing to get the Christmas tree in the month of December. Obviously, the star of the show in the Grand Hall is Wakanda Forever King T'Challa, the Black Panther, and he also is accompanied by his Panther spirit guide. I am really thankful to see the first Marvel character to be displayed, to have a statue in the atrium, to be a Marvel character, to be Black Panther. So we are so excited about that. All right, let's go on around taking a look at deck 3. So here you are going to find a small atrium bar right off the side of the atrium in the Grand Hall. You're going to find a little bit of seating here right here in the hall, and then you're going to find some seating back there by those porthole windows. This is where you can take the slide down to go to the kids club. So during the hours when the kids club is open, this slide is open. On deck 3 is where you're going to find the restaurant 1923. This is also in your rotational dining. You can go to either the Walt side or the Roy side, depending on where you have been assigned. And this is going to show you a lot of the memorabilia from Walt and Roy, 1923 being the year that the Walt Disney Company was open. Right behind this restaurant, you can find some beautiful moving artwork. Everybody knows that Sorcerer Mickey is my favorite Mickey. On this deck, you're also going to find the Grand Hall Collection, which is a jewelry store where you can purchase items that are specific to the Disney Cruise Line. You can also find another jewelry store, Royal Regalia. And this is where you find the Sanctum, which is a lounge themed to Doctor Strange. You can find more shopping at 3 Wishes which sells jewelry as well as handbags. This is where you find the entrance to Walt Disney Theater, and Preludes, where you can get popcorn and snacks to get ready to go watch the show. Treasures Untold is where you can get some very specific Disney Destiny merchandise. They have some of the pirate merchandise and some of the inaugural sailing items in here as well. And they also have Pandora charms that are specific to the Destiny. On deck 3, you can also find the Haunted Mansion Parlor, Toon Sweet Toon. Deck 3 is where you can find the adults only lounge, DeVille's. How marvelous. It is themed to Cruella DeVille, so it has a lot of red, white in it, red, white, and black, and you see the Dalmatian spotted piano. It is a very, very small space, so you do have to get here early if there's going to be an event with Cruella. Okay guys, we are on deck 2 where you're going to find the Disney Oceaneers Club. Let's go. So the slide entrance comes down here. So this is where the slide, if you get in the slide, you come down right through here. And then you are inside the Oceaneers Club. And it is themed to Wreck-It Ralph. They do have the Wreck-It Ralph statue right here. So alright, let's go. So they do have hand washing stations here. So all you have to do is stick your hand inside and then it will wash your hands, and then you get a paper towel to dry. They have the Star Wars cargo bay area, and it is very, very themed to Star Wars. You've got a lot of stuff that you can do. Like here you tap your band to start, so I'm going to tap my band. And then it does something. I don't know. Anyway. Well, I don't have time for that. But anyway, if you tap your band, it's supposed to do something. Oh, there it goes. Sorry. It took a minute to do all that. So you got to do all that. But as you can see, it has my name there. And then it goes through the whole process. And then you've got creatures and activities all over the place in here. So you've got the little thing down here, and it's got a little port, a little in there. Some other little weird looking Star Wars looking stuff going on in here. So it's a lot of fun stuff to do in here in this cargo bay area. And then they've got Fairy Tale Hall. So it looks like we've got some Beauty and the Beast themed library over here. A Frozen themed crafts area. And a Rapunzel themed crafts area. We have the Walt Disney Imagineering Lab, which has the Black Panther. And it looks like, again, another crafting area where you can learn how to draw or make some things. It looks like they have a 3D printer over here, it looks like. And it looks like they have created Figment. They've got hard hats and safety vests in here. and you can actually create and do these simulated rides. So you tap your band here, and then once you've created whatever you're going to create, then you get inside of it and you do a simulated ride. So very, very cool. And there is Spider-Man, who is on the bow of the ship, I believe. He's on the stern. Sorry, he's on the stern. So Spider-Man is the first Marvel character on the stern of the ship. And then we have a little small kiddie area over here where they can play and run around and have a lot of fun, and they can actually steer the ship over there.